No, please.
Cameras have become an essential part of our lives, not only capturing memorable moments, but also helping us record activities when we're away from home. What's even more fascinating are the stories that seem unbelievable when told. But when you see them on tape, you're left with no doubt. But strange occurrences like this really do happen, as you'll see in this video. Join us as we explore 18 weird moments caught on camera. Number 18. A pickpocket's mission fails. It's not every day you see a thief with a conscience, or perhaps just a strong sense of self-preservation. What unfolded at an ATM in Austria might be one of the most bizarre and oddly comedic acts of theft you'll ever hear about. The scene starts like any other quiet evening. A man, focused on his transaction, is oblivious to the figure behind him. This shadowy character moves with the fluid precision of a seasoned pickpocket, effortlessly lifting the man's wallet from his pocket. The operation is flawless, smooth enough to rival a magician's sleight of hand. With the wallet tucked securely into his jacket, the thief exudes confidence, his face showing the smug satisfaction of someone who thinks he's gotten away with it. But then, here's the twist. His wandering gaze lands on the glaring red eye of the security camera, silently documenting his every move. The transformation is instant. The thief's cocky grin dissolves into wide-eyed panic as the reality of his situation sets in. What he did next was almost funny. Instead of running away with the wallet, he dropped it on the ground, tapped the man on the shoulder, and pretended to be helpful by pointing it out. The man thanked him, having no idea that the helpful stranger was the one who had just tried to rob him. Whether it was guilt, fear of being caught, or just a clever way to avoid trouble, the thief's decision has turned this story into an internet hit. The video of the incident has gone viral, leaving people wondering what was really going through the thief's mind. While this pickpocket developed cold feet, the next moment captures a man who finds himself locked in a battle with the unknown. Number 17. Terrifying shadow attack. A video from a quiet street in Russia has left viewers stunned. The scene starts innocently enough. Two friends hanging out at night, one chatting on his phone, the other smoking a cigarette. It seems like just another typical moment, perhaps waiting for a ride or a friend. But what unfolds next is anything but ordinary. Out of nowhere, a dark, shadowy figure materializes in the bottom left corner of the frame. In the blink of an eye, it lunges at the man on the phone. His friend, startled, drops his cigarette and rushes to help. But before he can reach him, the shadow pivots, turning its aggression onto the second man, knocking him to the ground. The air is thick with panic as both men scramble, trying to make sense of the strange, terrifying force that's attacking them. The shadow isn't finished, though. It returns to its first victim, dragging him to the ground and holding him there. Overcome with fear, the second man makes a desperate decision. He turns and runs, leaving his friend behind. The last thing caught on camera is the eerie shadow dragging the first man out of sight, his feet scraping the ground as he disappears into the darkness. What happened that night remains a mystery, but the footage has left everyone asking one question: what was that shadow? While we leave you with figuring out what that shadow was, the next moment shows how jealousy can drive people to do unthinkable things. Number 16. Wicked rivalry. A restaurant owner let his envy of a neighboring eatery's success drive him to commit a stomach-turning act, tampering with the competitor's food in the most vile way imaginable. The owner of a popular Dongbei noodle shop first noticed something was amiss when his beef stock began to emit a strange smell. Suspicious of sabotage, he installed a surveillance camera in his restaurant. What he uncovered was far worse than he anticipated. On the morning of March 28th, footage captured the owner of the rival Dongbei restaurant entering the premises. He approached the soup pot, removed its lid, and emptied the contents of a container into the broth. Moments later, he pulled down his pants and urinated into another pot. To make matters even more revolting, further investigation revealed that he had also added excrement to the first pot. With the help of the camera, this man was able to salvage his eatery. Moving on, the next story brings us to an unusual encounter at a local store. Number 15. Hungry bear. In Kings Beach, California, a bear with a serious appetite turned a gas station convenience store into its personal snack bar, leaving employees and customers both amused and terrified. Surveillance footage captured the bear's repeated visits, with the animal making itself at home among the shelves and helping itself to candy and crackers. The bear's escapades began on August 12th, when a customer outside the shop was caught on camera slapping the bear's rump as it entered, a daring act that quickly gave way to retreat. Once inside, the bear encountered a store employee, Paul High, who attempted to block its path. The bear snapped at him, prompting a swift retreat. It was kind of scary. Yeah, High admitted. Fighting off bears was not in the job description. The very next day, the bear was back. This time, it lounged on the store floor, calmly snacking on its loot. Over the course of a month, the bear returned to the same store 3 times, seemingly unbothered by its unique status as an unconventional customer. Moving on from this wild shopper, the next moment captures a cry for help at an odd hour. Number 14. A girl asking for help. A chilling incident from November 2019 sheds light on the reasons many parents are cautious about letting their children stay alone, particularly at night. Security footage from Harriet Creek Ranch, Texas, captured the distressing scene of a young girl knocking on a door, clearly in need of help. The video, which later went viral on Facebook and TikTok, shows the girl anxiously glancing over her shoulder, seemingly fearful of something behind her. Yet despite her obvious distress, no one responded to her cries for assistance. As the footage unfolds, it's unsettling to see that whatever may have been chasing the girl remains unseen on the camera. The story sparked widespread concern as rumors circulated that the inhabitants of the home ignored her pleas. The girl's identity and the reasons behind her desperation provoke questions and discussions about the role of neighbors in keeping their communities safe. As unsettling as it is to witness moments of human distress, sometimes tragedies emerge from unexpected places where the impact reaches far beyond an individual's immediate fear. Number 13. Water tank explosion. The city of Lemoore, California, declared a state of emergency after a deadly water tank explosion on the afternoon of June 21, 2021. The catastrophic rupture of a 1.5 million-gallon city water tank not only disabled the site, but also claimed the life of 41-year-old contractor Dion Jones and injured a city employee. City officials released footage showing the moment the tank exploded. According to Lemoore City Manager Nathan Olson, the incident occurred during welding work. The explosion caused the tank to separate from the ground and lift approximately 70 feet into the air before unleashing a wave of water that caused extensive damage to the well site. The explosion also sparked a 5-acre grass fire near the site, creating additional challenges for firefighters who had to contend with low water pressure. As the town of Lemoore dealt with the aftermath of the deadly water tank explosion, another mystery was quietly unfolding across the ocean in England. Number 12. Hampton Court Palace. In January 2003, something strange unfolded at Hampton Court Palace, a historic site located about 12 miles south of central London on the banks of the River Thames. What began as an unsettling event soon became a mystery that baffled both security staff and visitors alike. For 3 consecutive days, a fire exit near the Clock Court became the center of an eerie mystery. On the first day, CCTV footage showed the doors swinging open with an unnerving force, despite no one being nearby. There was no clear explanation for this unsettling event. The following day, things took an even stranger turn. This time, the cameras captured what appeared to be a ghostly figure dressed in old-fashioned clothing. The figure was seen pulling the doors shut before vanishing without a trace. By the third day, the doors swung open once again, but the mysterious figure was nowhere to be seen. It wasn't just the security team that took notice. A tourist visiting the palace on the second day left a chilling entry in the guest book, describing a ghostly sighting in the same area. The mysterious figure, with its bony shadow, soon earned the nickname Skeletor, a fitting title for such a haunting presence. While the haunting at Hampton Court Palace left many questions unanswered, the next story makes us wonder if one could get powers by sleepwalking. Number 11. Long hands. In the dead of the night, a man, still in a deep sleepwalking trance, stumbles towards the table to grab a bottle of water. At first, it seems like a simple task, but as the camera captures the moment, something feels off. The way he stretches his body to reach the bottle is anything but normal, bending and contorting in ways that make it seem almost unnatural. The movement is so bizarre, it's hard not to wonder. Could sleepwalkers develop strange supernatural abilities? Moving on from this sleepwalking incident, our next story shifts to a brave and heroic act in the heart of Mumbai. Number 10. Saving a child. It was the kind of moment that belongs in a heart-pounding movie, yet it unfolded in the bustling reality of Vangani Station, 100 kilometers from Mumbai. A 6-year-old boy had slipped onto the railway tracks, trapped as an express train got closer. His blind mother, paralyzed by fear and unable to see the danger, cried out desperately for help. Major Shelke, a 30-year-old railway pointsman, was going about his routine work of monitoring signals when those cries pierced the air. In a heartbeat, Shelke transformed from an ordinary worker into a hero. The clock was ticking, the train hurtling closer with every second. Shelker didn't hesitate. His resolve cut through the chaos as he sprinted along the tracks toward the child. The CCTV footage of the moment is as heart-stopping as the act itself. Shelker reached the boy in the nick of time, lifting him onto the platform with barely a second to spare. The station erupted in stunned relief, and the boy's mother, Sangeeta Shirsat, clutched her child tightly, her sobs echoing with gratitude. Shelker's heroism didn't go unnoticed. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal personally praised him, acknowledging that no amount of recognition could match the magnitude of his bravery. In addition, the Asian Institute of Transport Development honored him with a 50,000 rupee reward. While this man's courage left everyone in awe, the next story takes us to a supermarket where a man's actions leave onlookers bewildered and unsettled. Number 9. Weird Man in Market. Supermarkets are supposed to be mundane places filled with the hum of refrigerators and the quiet bustle of shoppers, but this particular day turned a normal grocery run into a scene straight out of a horror movie. It all started innocently enough. A man, seemingly just another customer, reached for the door of a fridge, but as his hand grazed the handle, something snapped. He staggered back, his face contorted with an expression no one could quite decipher. Then came the shouting, guttural and unearthly, echoing off the sterile walls of the store. His knees hit the tiled floor, as if buckling under some unseen weight, leaving onlookers frozen in a mix of curiosity and terror. A woman standing nearby hesitated, her instinct to help colliding with the growing sense of dread. She took a cautious step forward, but her good intentions were met with a chilling response. The man, still on his knees, turned to her with a wild look in his eyes and pointed directly at her. For a moment, it seemed as though time stood still. Whatever she saw or felt paralyzed her completely. Her face went pale, her breath caught in her throat, and she took a step back, as if retreating from some invisible force. Was it just a mental breakdown, a moment of madness, or was there something about that fridge, a presence or energy that no one had noticed until now? The questions hung heavy in the air as the scene unfolded, leaving everyone with a lingering, uneasy thought. Some doors might be better left unopened. Number 8. Alien in Disguise. Donald Bromley's fascination with a peculiar patch of land known for its mysterious happenings has led to an extraordinary discovery. This remote area, shrouded in tales of flickering lights in the sky and vehicles inexplicably stalling, seemed to be a magnet for the unexplainable. Yet Donald never imagined his vigilance would lead to what might be the most shocking find of his life. While reviewing images captured by one of his cameras, he noticed something that made his skin crawl. At first glance, the photo seemed merely unusual, but as he scrutinized it, the figure's unsettling features came into focus. Its disproportionately large head, eerily slender body, and translucent appearance defied any resemblance to a human. To Donald, this was no ordinary trespasser. It was an alien in disguise. Adding to the enigma, the camera responsible for this chilling image stopped functioning shortly after the capture. Designed to operate for an entire year on battery power, it mysteriously failed after just 2 months. The last image it recorded was of the unearthly figure, as if the encounter had short-circuited its capabilities. Donald couldn't ignore the implications. The circumstances surrounding the photograph were equally bizarre. Positioned deep within dense woods, the camera was set far from any frequented trails or paths. Donald had strategically placed multiple cameras in the same area, each equipped to activate with the slightest motion. Yet inexplicably, only one camera recorded the anomaly. The others, which should have detected any movement, remained silent. It was as though the figure knew exactly how to evade detection. This wasn't just a random incident. The area where the image was taken has a long history of strange phenomena. Residents have spoken of unexplained lights darting through the sky and eerie sounds that leave even the bravest uneasy. The rugged terrain surrounding the site, marked by steep 1,000-foot drops and miles of unforgiving trails, makes human interference highly unlikely. Whatever appeared in Donald's image seemed to transcend the ordinary. From Donald's discovery, we move to another strange occurrence, one that involves a man who found himself with some very unexpected guests. Number 7. Ghost with the security guard. At first glance, the story sounds like something straight out of a ghostly myth, easily dismissed as an overactive imagination or a tall tale. However, the security footage in question has left many questioning the line between the supernatural and the explainable. In the video, a security officer appears to be having a conversation, making hand gestures and responding to unseen questions. Yet, as the footage is scrutinized, it becomes clear that no one else is in the room with him. As the footage unfolds, something unsettling emerges. A shadow briefly flickers in the corner corner of the room, just enough to make one wonder, could there be something else present? Such stories often surface in buildings with a history of hauntings or tragic events, sparking speculation that the officer may have been conversing with a ghost or some other unexplained entity. But skeptics aren't so easily convinced. They suggest psychological factors could be at play, perhaps the officer's mind playing tricks on him or a technical glitch in the security system. Like many stories of the strange and unexplained, this one remains a mystery, with no clear answer, but plenty of room for both belief and doubt. Moving on, the next story takes us to California, where a man needs help identifying what he saw. Number 6. Fresno Nightcrawlers. One night in 2007, in the quiet town of Fresno, California, a man named Jose was unable to sleep. He decided to check his security camera footage, and what he saw left him in shock. On his lawn appeared a strange white figure. It looked like a pair of long white pants walking by themselves with no head or arms. The eerie figure quickly moved across the yard and vanished. Jose was shaken by what he saw and posted the footage online, hoping someone could explain it. No one could. The video spread quickly, and people began calling the creature the Fresno Nightcrawler. In 2011, another video surfaced. This one was filmed near Yosemite Lakes Park. It showed not one, but two nightcrawlers. A smaller one followed the larger figure, leading many to believe they were a parent and child. Unlike the first video, these nightcrawlers moved slowly, giving viewers a better look at their strange shape. The Fresno Nightcrawlers quickly became a sensation. People started to share theories online, making art and merchandise inspired by the creatures. But the big question remained: were they real? Some people thought the videos were a hoax, suggesting the nightcrawlers were just people wearing costumes, like sheets on stilts. Others believed the creature's movements were too unnatural for it to be a fake. They pointed out that a costume wouldn't have been able to move like the creatures did without falling apart. As the Fresno Nightcrawlers mystery lingers, another eerie figure was spotted in Indonesia, sparking similar intrigue and speculation. Number 5. Shining Figure. A strange and mysterious video recently surfaced, reportedly filmed on September 11, 2011, inside an Indonesian shopping mall. The footage shows a humanoid figure briefly descending from the right side of the screen before leaping or possibly flying away at an angle. Just moments later, 4 figures, presumed to be mall security guards, rush toward the spot where the figure seemingly landed. Though the footage only lasts about a second, it's enough to spark intense debate. Some viewers are convinced that the figure is an angel or a paranormal entity, drawn to the bright, ethereal quality of the apparition. However, experts have pointed out several red flags that suggest the video might not be what it seems. One major clue is the lack of reflection from the luminous figure on the mall's polished floor. Light sources are visible in the top part of the frame, clearly reflected in the shiny surface. Yet the absence of the figure's reflection where it lands casts doubt on the video's authenticity. The discrepancies have led many to speculate that the footage could be digitally altered or even entirely fabricated, raising questions about whether this unsettling moment is genuine or just another hoax. Moving on, our next story shows a man trying to escape death. Number 4. Unknown creature chasing a man. A recent CCTV video has left viewers unsettled. The footage shows a man trying to escape from an unknown creature in what appears to be a desperate attempt to flee. The location of the recording is unclear, but the scene itself is unnerving. In the video, the man dressed in trousers appears to be running, but something seems to hold him back. His movements are slow and strained, as if some unseen force is stopping him from moving freely. The creature following him is unlike anything familiar. It moves on all fours and has 3 unusually long tails. Its hind legs resemble those of a grasshopper, giving it an eerie, animalistic appearance. Its pace is deliberate, not rushed, as though confident it will catch its target. Adding to the unsettling scene is a strange sound the creature makes, a low, guttural noise that fills the quiet. Though the creature doesn't move quickly, it's clear the man is in grave danger as it slowly closes the gap. From a man desperately fleeing an unknown creature, we now shift to a woman whose actions reveal an alarming level of carelessness. Number 3. Woman leaving a toddler by the door. Late one night in Houston, a couple was met with a chilling sight when they opened their door. A 2-year-old boy, alone and confused, sitting on their doorstep. Neither of them recognized the child, nor could they fathom why he had been left there. Moments earlier, a woman with long flowing hair and tattoos covering her right arm had been seen carrying the toddler. She rang the doorbell, knocked loudly, and then, without waiting for anyone to answer, walked away. A few seconds later, she drove off in a white car, leaving the boy behind. This was no careless mistake. It was an unsettling unsettling act of neglect. The woman hadn't even bothered to make sure someone was there to bring the child inside. What must that little boy have felt? Abandoned in the dark, left alone in an unfamiliar place. Situations like this spark serious concerns about child safety. Abuse isn't just physical harm, it can also involve neglect, abandonment, and placing children in perilous situations. Leaving a toddler alone on a stranger's doorstep is a clear and troubling example of such neglect. As the mystery of the abandoned toddler in Houston lingers, our next story takes us to Atlanta, where an equally perplexing and unsettling situation unfolds. Number 2. Atlanta Ghost. One quiet night in Atlanta, Georgia, a mother's world was turned upside down by what she saw on her phone. Jennifer Hodge, 57, was lying in bed with her 21-year-old daughter Lauren, watching TV, when her phone buzzed. The notification was from her security camera, person detected in the kitchen. Curious, Jennifer opened the app to check the footage. What she saw left her frozen. On the screen was a faint, ghostly figure of a man. But it wasn't just any man. It looked like her son Robbie, who had passed away 2 years earlier at 23. He had died from what was believed to be an accidental overdose of fake Xanax. Jennifer and Lauren rushed to the kitchen, their hearts racing. Was it a break-in? Was someone there? When they got to the room, there was nothing. No broken doors, no sign of anyone. It was as if the figure had vanished into thin air. The photo from the camera, however, told a different story. The translucent shape on the screen looked like a man in pajamas standing in the kitchen. To Jennifer, there was no mistaking it. It was Robbie. Jennifer described her son as a kind and loving soul, someone who always gave more than he took. Losing him had left a hole in her heart, but seeing that ghostly figure, while shocking, brought her some peace. She felt it was a sign that Robbie was okay, watching over them. Since that night, there haven't been any more sightings, but the experience remains fresh in Jennifer's mind. To honor her son's memory, she continues to run a foundation that helps people battling addiction, a cause that meant everything to Robbie when he was alive. Number 1. Glowing orbs in an empty room. An anonymous user uploaded a piece of security footage that has left viewers spooked and scratching their heads. The clip begins innocently enough, showing a cozy garage turned hangout space. With its pool table, plush leather couch, pinball machine, and a neatly stocked liquor cabinet, it looks like the perfect spot to unwind. But as the seconds tick by, the air of normalcy starts to unravel. The security camera, designed to activate only when it detects movement, begins recording, except the room appears completely empty. Then, in the top right corner of the screen, something strange happens. A faint glowing orb materializes out of nowhere, pulsing softly before fading from view. It's easy to dismiss as a glitch or a trick of light, but the footage doesn't stop there. Moments later, more glowing orbs start to appear, as if summoned by some unseen force. One after another, they shimmer and drift across the screen, each moving with an almost deliberate grace. They defy explanation. There are no windows, no mirrors, no flickering light sources that could account for their eerie presence. The orbs seem alive, their movement fluid yet unhurried, as though they're exploring space. The clip ends without answers, leaving viewers to wonder, is this a harmless camera anomaly, or could it be evidence of something otherworldly? Whatever the truth, the footage has an undeniable ability to send a chill down your spine. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.